Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all really well. I'm pretty well, and I picked some daffodils from my garden. Years ago I planted loads and loads of daffodils, and they come up and they look gorgeous. And also I've got some pussy willow, and that's beautiful as well. I love pussy willow. So signs of spring everywhere, and I'm not wearing my cashmere cardigan or jumpers today, so that's a sign as well. So let's crack on. I've got a very interesting video for you today, and I don't know how to start it really, but I'll start from the very beginning. Years ago, I don't know, I was at a crossroads and not knowing where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. You know, when you get to that stage, and I met some people, and they started to talk about the power of the universe. Now, whether or not you believe that, there's lots of stars that believe that, and I was given lots of books to read and lots of information and lots of advice. And one book in particular really kind of changed everything. And that has been mentioned in a video I did maybe 4 months ago, in about how to manage your mental health and how to make yourself happy. Some of those things are taken from this book. And I said in that video I was going to talk about that at one stage, and I think now I'm kind of ready to talk about it. It's been a difficult loads of months for us all, hasn't it? And I'm not saying it's not been difficult for me. It has been difficult in some ways. I've had time to reflect, time to think about what I really want, time to do lots of thinking actually, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, a devastating death in the family. So that throws you off completely, and you know, I can say as much as I like to anybody, but grief is a terrible thing, and it needs to come out. It needs to come out. It needs to be shown. You can't hide it. And I always thought you could get on with it, and you know, you kind of make the best of things, but it's just not like that. It's not like that at all. So anyway, the book I'm going to talk about today is an old book, and it's written by a man called KORAN. That's how you spell his name. And it's called Bring Out the Magic of Your Mind. And it says on the book front, on the cover, Bring out the magic of your mind, the worldwide bestseller that can launch you on the road to success. Now, I wouldn't say it launches you on the road to success, but it gives you tools to change certain things in your life, to see things in a different way, to have more of a positive attitude, to kind of let yourself come out of the box a little bit more, and be more positive about things. And I'm a person that overanalyzes everything. I always have done. That's not a great thing, but sometimes it gives me space just to think about what I want. I analyse lots of different things, and I play things back in my mind. So this book has really, really helped me. And if anybody's at a position in their lives, you know, this lockdown has been an eye-opener for lots of people. And I started a YouTube channel, sorry. And I also started making things. I went out the very beginning before lockdown came in, and I got a sewing machine. I bought an old sewing machine from this big warehouse, this second-hand warehouse, and it was £10. £10. And I tell you what, that sewing machine has changed my life. I'm not saying a sewing machine will change your life, but it's changed my life. It's given me a different lane to drive in, if you want to put it like that. It's made me think about different things and about what I love doing. You know, when we're all at home, I'm in limbo at the moment, so we're all at home, and what do? You know, you've got housework to do, you've got gardening to do, but what do? So I bought that Singer sewing machine and I've been doing lots of things on it. I now have an Instagram account, which I show my cards. Have a look. It's under fat rubbing cards. I've got a robin that visits on a regular basis, and I was feeding him in the summer, and then I made a card on this sewing machine, a little fat robin, and then Robin started coming to a different area of the garden, so I put out some different food. So that's how I got the name, Fat Robin Cards. And I've been making cards on my sewing machine out of vintage materials, out of vintage beads, and I love doing it. I absolutely love doing it. I hope it will grow. It's at a very small stage at the moment, but I'm really enjoying doing it. And when you go on Instagram, and the people are absolutely talented, it makes me feel really inferior, but there's so many talented people out there, my goodness. When you look through the Instagram, on the vintage Instagram accounts, there's so many people that can do incredible things. So I'm starting off little, and I hope that it will develop a little bit, because I do love doing it. It takes time to make a card, but because I like it and I love doing it, it doesn't seem like a job. So when you start on your journey, if you're going to take any advice, find something, a hobby that you love doing, and expand it and see whether or not you can make it work for you as your work. See what happens. You've got to take some risk somewhere in this life. You have to take a little bit of risk. And, you know, even doing this YouTube channel, you know, I got used to talking to a camera. It's quite a bizarre thing, but I have got used to it. And I was a bit nervous, and I'm still a bit nervous, but I pretend that I'm talking to my best friend. Hello, best friend. And yeah, we just talk about things going on, and my interests and my loves. And you know, before you know it, you've made quite a few videos. So anyway, I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to pour myself a cup of tea. I don't have a tea strainer. Hold on 1 second. I should be more prepared, shouldn't I, today? Where's my tea strainers? Right. Preparation is key, everybody. Preparation is key. So what we've got today, we've got afternoon tea today. So I'm going to enjoy this because I want to go through this book with you. So I want to show you how I got some inspirations, because they are inspirations. So I'm going to put my glasses on. My eyes are a bit watery today. I think it's just I've been out in the wind and I think my eyes are just watered. So, KORAN, bring out the magic of your mind. He was a magician and a mentalist in the 50s, and he invented some trick. I don't know exactly what the trick was, but he invented a trick. And first of all, he talks about belief in yourself and a belief in the path you want to take. And he says about people that being analytical and how they can tear things apart and analyse things too much. Do you know, sometimes you just got to jump in. You've got to jump in. And, you know, I have always been a bit nervous about starting anything new, but I've jumped in. And I've been surprised and shocked at how I've done it. I'm proud of myself. And even though it's only little, I'm doing okay. So I'd love you to do okay. and try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it anymore. Try whatever it is that you feel that you could do a job in. You know, anything really. The internet is an amazing tool. It really is. It took me a while to get round it, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there bit by bit. So, the power of the universe. So this is what the whole thing is about, really. When I spoke to these people years ago, they said to me, get yourself a scrapbook, get yourself a book, and in that book, you put everything that you want. Now, what do you want? That is the biggest question you can ask anybody. What do you want? Do you want money? Do you want a new partner? Do you want to be happy? Of course, everybody wants to be happy, but this journey will take you there. Do you want a better car? Do you want more friends? Do you want love? All these things you write down in this book, and you make a heading, and you date it. You say, what do I want? So that's the first thing. Buy yourself a book. Make it your project. What do I want? You really think about it, but be careful. Be careful what you wish for. That's all I ask, because it comes in a very strange way. Things come around very strangely. So, think about it carefully. Do you want a bigger house? Okay, what do you have to do to get a bigger house? Does it mean changing your job? Okay, it might mean changing your job. It might mean, living with a live-in lodger to be able to pay the rent, the mortgage, whatever. You think about what you actually want and how you're going to get there. What do you want? So that's really important. And then you've got to believe what you're writing. You've got to believe that you're going to do these things. So, and also there's one thing as well, which is really, really important, which I'm still learning to do, is to learn to give. To learn to give without any expectation of anything ever coming back to you. Just give. Give to people. Give away things. Give to your partner. Make things special, because it comes back to you. I promise you, it will come back to you. I always got a great belief in if anybody was ever cruel to me or unkind, I used to think, I'm going to just treat this person with so much kindness. They're going to think, I'm really, really awful to this person, yet all they do is keep giving me kindness. It doesn't work for every organisation or every person, but I think in general it works. Just give. Just give. How many years are we on this earth? Are we going to ever use everything we've ever got? We're not, are we? We're not going to use everything we've got. And if you've got spare of something, give it away. Just give it away. And you could make that the person you give it to happy. It's just about giving happiness to other people. That's a really good start. Write that down in your book. So, and I want people to be happy. I want people to be happy around me. It's important that people are happy around me. And if they're not happy around me, why aren't they happy around me? I'd want to know why. I'm curious to know, why aren't you happy? I'd ask that question. Are you happy? What would make you happy? Most of the time people are desperate to tell you. They're desperate to tell you what's going to make them happy. Sit them down and say, what's going to make you happy? How can I make you happy? Make your environment happy. It makes a massive difference to your life if you wake up happy and your partner's happy or your children are happy. What will it make to make them happy? Ask them the questions. How can I make you happy? How can we make this environment happy? So that's a really good question to ask anybody that lives with you and yourself. What can I do to make myself happy? And you can change that. It's a little bit risky. It's a little bit risky. Because what if you ask a person, what's going to make you happy? Why aren't you happy? You've got to be ready for the answer. Unfortunately, some answers you might not want to hear. And They can be shocking, but it's worth knowing. What's the point of going through life if the people around you aren't happy and they can't tell you? What's the point of that? You're wasting people's lives, aren't you? You're wasting everybody's life around you. So ask everybody that lives in your household, are you happy? What can we do to make you happy? If that environment is happy, it makes a massive difference, I promise you. I sound like I'm going back to my other video I did in the summer, but it's from this book. It stems from this book. And it's all about looking at yourself and just thinking, what can I do to make myself a better version of who I am? That's all. You know, make yourself happy, make the surrounding areas happy. You just got to think outside the box slightly. So he goes on to say about the magic of visualization. So in this book that I was suggested that I got, you had to write down everything that you want. Okay, and as I said before, in the previous paragraph, be careful what you wish for. What do you want? And really think about it. You know, think about what you want. Would more money ask for more money? And how it comes is the most bizarrest thing. It really is. Things have happened to me that the most bizarrest thing, I think, how on earth did that come about? You know, how did that happen? And it's about visualization, and try it, just try it. And have a look at this book. Have a look at it. Some of it is a little bit old-fashioned. The way he talks in the book is a little bit old-fashioned. But the basis is believing in what you're actually writing down. Believe in it. You're going to have money. I'm going to have money. It's coming to me. I'm going to have that house. It's coming to me. That car is going to come to me. It's coming to me. Just tell yourself, it's coming to me every day. Yep, it's coming to me. Definitely coming to me. Write it down in your book. What you want. It's really important. And in this book again, let's go to another page. Talk about amongst yourselves. It says the secret of wealth. And he says that some people are just lucky. Some people are just lucky. And I don't actually believe that. I don't believe it's all luck. I believe it's hard work. Anybody that's made anything in their life, who I've known, and I've known lots of people, it's hard work. Nothing comes easily. It's hard work. You've got to put the work in. You've got to. And it does come back though. It comes back eventually. But you've got to work at it. When you sat on the couch, think, why am I sat on this couch? This television programme, you know, what's it all about really? Think, what can I be doing to make the thing I want to do work? You could be writing your ideas down. You could be sourcing what you need for your ideas. You could be doing anything, but work for it. It's at the end of what you've done, you can really pat yourself on your shoulder and say, I worked hard. And you'll be honest about who you are. I worked for this. And I promise you, everybody I've ever known that's done well has put the hours in. Has put the hours in. Nothing is by accident. Nothing happens by accident. And in my life, I've had a few people say to me, it's all right for you. It's all right for you. What does that actually mean? It's all right for you. What? Because I worked really hard. You know, I worked hard. And I want to be able to say to people, I worked hard. I did everything I could to make this work. So I would say to you, work hard. It's really important. And the visualization thing, buy yourself a book. Buy this book if it's going to be useful to you. But it is slightly old-fashioned, so you've got to kind of just pick out what works for you. Read all of it, because it's really good. I've read this, and you're going to laugh. I've read this probably 50 times. No joking, I've read this about 50 times. And I was able to change my thought processes. Anytime I felt bad, I could change my thought processes. But the only thing I would say that is difficult is grief. grief is difficult and it's not always easy to change your thought processes. And lots of us will be going through grief. You know, I myself am going through grief. So you have to work out what works for you. It's okay to go through grief. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be upset. But let it out and then try and think of changing your thought processes. How can I make myself feel better? What can I do? Sit down and work out a plan. And you can do it. You can do it by visualization. And this book is pretty good at helping. You know, it gives all the information you need. And then you, as I said, you can pick out what you want from it. So I'll just have a sip of this. So the video today is a start for you, and a recap for me on how I want to proceed. So good luck with it. Get your book, write down what you want, and I shall check in with you. We shall check in together and see how we're getting on. Let me know how you feel about this. Be interested to see how your comments are, because visualization does work, but you've got to practice it. Practice it every day. When you wake up, practice it. Read your book. Put cuttings in. If you want something in particular, put cuttings in. Put quotes in. Put anything in your little book that helps you. And think outside the box. Think about what you actually want, and the people that are around you. I'm repeating myself, I know, but it's important. The people around you got to be happy. It's so important. You know, you have to ask that risky question. Are you happy? So, are you happy? I'll ask that question to you. So, anyway, I hope it's been interesting. And lots of people might say, oh, it's loads of mumbo jumbo, but pick out what you want. Make something, do something, and I should love to hear how you get on, and I shall carry on with my own personal program. So my name is Julie, and it's been nice to be able to share this with you. I did think about whether or not I wanted to share it, because a lot of people wouldn't believe it, but the thing is believing it, believing out. Bringing the magic of your mind. That's the most important thing. So good luck. My name is Julie. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.